Go.
All right, good morning, Lake City, Florida. I hope you all are having a beautiful Wednesday morning today. It's not too bad outside, so we'll get to the weather a little bit later, but it's good to see all your wonderful faces again through our camera screen today.
Wake up, get that cup of coffee and get going.
You know, we took a couple weeks hiatus. We had a little bit of a staffing change, so we wanted to kind of take a couple weeks and then get our ground moving, but we are back in action for you. All right, so first things first, my name's Stefan. As you all know, I'm a recreation therapist here at the Lake City Hospital. And I have a brand new anchor to introduce to you today, Mr. James Woolley, who is also a new recreation therapist at the hospital. We'll get to introductions a little bit later in the show, but just so you can put a name to this face over here. As you can see, we all still are wearing our face masks as is recommended and appropriate to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. And we also are keeping a decent distance apart from each other. Not just because James smells bad today, but also because it's, 6 feet apart is the appropriate distance.
I didn't feel like stabbing somebody for a stick of deodorant in the supermarket. It's not my fault. I did shower.
That's good. At least you showered today, right? And as a reminder for you at home, remember to shower. Sometimes, especially if you're working from home or spending most of your time inside, it can be a little bit off-putting to your usual routine. So, make sure you're taking care of yourself, dressing up, even if it's just, watch TV or do whatever you're doing around the house. All right. So first thing on the agenda for the weekly update today is our world news updates. Thank you for that, Jay.
You're welcome.
So a couple good positive stories to share, the things that have been happening in the U.S. and the world, is that with the recent stimulus checks here in the United States, where they've been passed out, most families were able to earn about $1,200 per person. One landlord has actually graciously donated his family's stimulus checks to help his 13 tenants in the properties that he owns pay their rent. That's fantastic. I feel like, unfortunately, with the pandemic going on, a lot of people have lost their jobs or been furloughed during this time. So just for a landlord to spend that money that was given to him and pay it forward to his tenants, it's really good business.
I wish that was my landlord. My last landlord still hasn't returned my deposit.
Ooh.
I gotta fly back to California to get it.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
That landlord's solid. That's a great move.
For sure. Well, I know another good thing happening now is that, a lot of, unfortunately during social distancing measures, a lot of fitness centers and gyms have had to close temporarily. So a lot of people are turning, to exercising more outside to be able to get their workouts in, stay healthy. But actually, a couple gyms have been offering online workouts free of charge to people to do at home, Personally, I'm a gym goer. I like to run, which I do by myself outside anyway, but I'm a gym goer. And, I don't know about you, but I'm very clumsy, so sometimes when I do these online workouts, I tend to hit things at home that I shouldn't be hitting.
Yep.
Can you relate to that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You get me on ice skates, everybody's in danger. But I'm a gym rat 5 to 6 times a week, and it's just part of my little socialization that I do in my life, so I've definitely missed it, and I look forward to the gyms reopening.
For sure. But in the meantime, definitely look at your favorite gym chains, Planet Fitness, Crunch Fitness, LA Fitness. A lot of those gyms are actually offering online workouts for you free of charge. So if you're looking to be a little more active at home during your time, definitely look online. Usually on social media platforms like Facebook or on their websites, they can live stream those workouts. And also, unfortunately, with everything else going on, sometimes certain holidays have been put on hold. For example, I know the Ramadan holiday in the faith of Islam, a lot of, it's been centered around family get-togethers and dining and things like that. But I did see that people have been celebrating Ramadan a different way this year by putting up creative light displays to celebrate their faith and kind of showcase that to those who pass by their houses. I think it's kind of cool that people are tapping into their creative juices during this time to still be able to celebrate as best as they can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I hope that by next year, all of this will move back to at least a new semblance of normal, so that way we'll be able to celebrate with people together. But in the meantime, it's nice that we're still kind of finding that kind of connection any way we can.
I totally agree with that, and plus, I want to take this mask off. It's really annoying.
I know, it's kind of hard not to fidget a little bit. That's why if I have to adjust it, I always go towards the bottom, so I'm not touching my face exactly as well. All right. Tune in next week for our tips on how to, if you wear glasses like me, how your glasses cannot fog up when you're wearing a mask. All right, so now turning our attention to Lake City. So some Lake City updates here at the hospital. With these restrictions, some states have started to reopen and make kind of those steps, and Florida is one that has been starting to reopen. But we are actually starting to have more hallway programs this month. So pay attention on each of your floors. We have an increase in hallway programs such as bingo or different games or different sports that are going to be coming to your neighborhood. So definitely participate in those. And we'll be having a safe distance. So participating from your room in the hallway doors so that way we're able to still have that safe distance again, but still be actively engaged. As restrictions start to continue to lift, we will most likely probably see the return of groups on the unit, and then as they continue to lift and more cases start to fall, we'll start to have the intermingling of different neighborhoods again. All right, and some exciting news here at the hospital is that patio visits began. That's so exciting. So for a while there, unfortunately,
Golf clap.
yes, unfortunately we had to suspend our patio outside due to social distancing measures, but we're excited to announce that 3 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we'll be taking veterans from each of the neighborhood down to the floor to be able to experience the patio a little bit, do some gardening, enjoy the sunshine, play some shuffleboard, cornhole, things of that nature too, to get some exercise and some fresh air. So again, we'll be taking veterans for half an hour increments, and the patients, 6 patients at a time, maintaining a safe social distance apart on those 3 days. So ask your recreation therapist on your neighborhood if you have any questions about that, and we kind of pre-assign you into different groups to make the process a little bit easier, but we assure you that every single patient will get a chance to go outside if they so choose to do so on those days. Okay. And now I think it's time for our weather update.
It's hot.
I mean, I couldn't say it better than that myself. It is pretty hot outside. But the nice thing is that I think we have some storms coming in later in the week or early next, so we could definitely use some colder weather and some rain.
That's why I didn't wash my car.
That's very good. That's very good. That's right. Let the natural rain do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're outside, please be safe to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Taking breaks inside when you need to, because it seems like the Florida heat came a little bit early this year. Okay. All right. Now is our fan favorite segment on the show where we do our Who's Who in Lake City. So actually, I have James Woolley, the recreation therapist here, and I'm actually going to introduce our other new recreation therapist, Shallon McMichael. Come on down, Shallon. Yes, so Shallon will be joining our weekly update team behind the scenes, but I wanted to have this opportunity for her to step in front of the camera and just introduce yourself briefly. So, Shallon, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
I'm Shallon McMichael. I am originally from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm down here via several jobs in Memphis and Millersville, Georgia. Yes, the mask keeps falling off when I talk. It's aggravating me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Lake City has to offer me. That's about it.
Great, okay. Now, James, tell us a little about yourself.
My name's James Woolley, CTRS. For those that don't know, that just means you're a rec therapist that can practice anywhere in the United States. I'm from California. I'm an Army veteran. Really passionate about the arts and really passionate about helping people. So I look forward to working with you all.
Great. You heard it from those two folks. We're really excited that they will be joining the team. Sean will be helping out our veterans on the CLC2 neighborhood, while James will be helping out our veterans on the CLC4 neighborhood. So look forward to seeing them on your floors soon. Okay, so James, do you have a sports update for us?
I do have a sports update for us, Stefan. A combined idea of participation in indoor rec combined with Shallon's idea that we could make each neighborhood into its own country is going to take shape over the next 6 weeks approximately into a CLC Olympic Games. And what we're going to do is try and promote participation among vets and get a little neighborhood rivalry going on. So everything's going to be based on just showing up and participating. Now there will be daily winners and weekly winners, but overall this is about just having fun, getting some camaraderie going, and trying to beat the pants off the guy next to you.
Great.
Not literally.
And I look forward to definitely seeing that in the future as well and helping out with it. So as our viewers know, now is the time where we play a game with our guests, a little bit of a friendly competition on the show. So as this is the first get to know you kind of edition of our weekly update, we are going to play burning questions. So I will be asking James and Shalyn rapid fire questions, and they are going to answer with the first thing that comes to their mind. All right, we'll ask about a couple questions, so it'll be fun to see which one answers accurately, or we'll also see which one wins the competition. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so first question I'm going to ask you both. Now remember, this is the first thing that comes to your mind. It could be true, could be not true.
Penguin.
All right, so we'll see what happens. Okay, without further ado. All right, favorite food?
Pizza.
Fries.
Okay. Favorite book?
Any one of the Gunslinger novels by Stephen King.
The Bible.
Okay, there you go. Favorite thing to do outside?
Hike.
Run.
Okay. Things you miss most during the pandemic?
Karaoke.
Freedom.
Okay.
Freedom!
The first thing you're looking forward to doing when social distancing is over?
Travel.
Travel.
Okay, good. Me
I
too.
totally copied her.
Favorite thing about being a recreation therapist?
Love.
Flexibility.
Okay.
Love.
Love and flexibility, folks. Great. Okay, and the last question I have. Favorite treatment intervention?
Hypnotherapy.
Music.
Perfect. All right. They're very good contestants. So give them a round of applause. They didn't joke. That was good. They didn't joke at all.
That you can see.
That's true. All right. So just a few things before we close out this week's session. Remember that every floor does have iPads available. So if you want to talk to your family members, or you've not been scheduled to talk to your family members during this time since they can't come and visit in person, please reach out to one of your nurses or one of your recreation therapists, and we'll make sure to get that scheduled for you so you can be able to talk with your family via one of our iPads. Also, some of your providers may be using the iPads to treat you virtually, so just be open to that too. And if you have any questions about how to use it, we are all here to help you, because technology can be difficult sometimes. So we're all helped to make that a process a little bit easier. And one thing after this pandemic is over is that you can now say that you know how to use an iPad. Look at that. See, it's a win-win for both of us.
I'm learning on the fly, so we'll get it done together.
Yeah.
All
Android
right.
user over here.
There you go. And also, in addition to just seeing our lovely faces every week for our weekly update, this YouTube channel is actually going to become interdisciplinary. So you may see some psychology posting some videos about different mindfulness practices that you can do during this time to unwind. We also may see your occupational therapists posting some things, kinesiotherapy, physical therapy. Nurses might post some things as well. So definitely take a look on the YouTube channel regularly too. If you're an inpatient here in the hospital, there's a link that's directly on your computer, so you're able to just go ahead and access it, like you do to watch our videos every week, and just see regularly too. And we'll make sure that we send you a push notification if a new video is posted for your viewing, enjoyment, and learning. So
That means your phone gives you a ding and a little thing pops up saying click on your YouTube channel for those that aren't tech savvy.
boom. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining in for this week's edition, and we will catch you next week. Have a great week, everybody.